Hello my beautiful people and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to this channel, my name is Ree. In today's video, I will show you guys how to create this soft cat eyes with bold lips look. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. I've already prepped my face with moisturizer and sunscreen, and now I'm gonna move on to primer, and for that I'm gonna use Benefit's POREfessional primer. I'm just gonna take a very little. I'm gonna put it on my T-zone area and on my forehead. After my primer, I'm gonna move on to my foundation, and for that I'm gonna use L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte in shade 105 Natural Beige. I'm gonna take a squeeze or two of my foundation on my hand, and first I'm gonna apply it with brush on my face. So I'm using a brush from QO. It's a HD foundation brush. I'm gonna take a very little on my brush and put it all over my face. I'm putting a very thin layer on my face because I want to build up my foundation, and it's gonna give me a full coverage. And after the application with brush, I'm gonna move on and use my damp beauty blender and put the rest of the foundation on place. So I'm just gonna dab it all in my skin. It's gonna give me that flawless, full coverage look, and it's not gonna be too much on my face as well. Now that I'm done with my foundation, I'm gonna move on to concealer, and for that I'm gonna use my favorite Fenty Beauty Pro Filter concealer. It's in shade 230. I'm not gonna apply it fully underneath my eyes. I'm just gonna apply a little triangle right in the inner corner. I'm keeping this makeup very light. A little triangle on my inner corner on both sides, and then I'm gonna create a little wing on the outer corner just to give my eye an uplifted look, and then on the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead, and then I'm gonna use my same beauty blender and I'm just gonna dab it into my foundation. I feel like I need a little bit concealer more under my eyes, so I'm just gonna make one dot right in the middle on both sides. I'm gonna blend it into my foundation. Next up, I'm gonna powder my face, and for that I'm using this Milk Makeup's Blur and Set Matte Translucent Powder. I'm taking it on fluffy brush from Morphe. I'm just gonna put it right under my eyes, just brush it off. And a little bit on my forehead, so I'm just gonna take it on my damp beauty blender and just put it on my forehead and then on the rest of my face. Now it's time to give a little warmth to our face, and for that I'm gonna use Maybelline's City Bronzer in shade 300, and I'm gonna use it on angular brush. So I'm gonna take very little on my brush since it's very pigmented, and I'm gonna dab the excess off. And then I'm gonna start to first apply it. I'm going in a dabbing motion, and then I'm gonna go in big circular motions. And also I'm gonna use it on my forehead as well. So I'm just gonna make small circles and blend it into my hairline. Now I'm gonna contour my nose, and for that I'm using the same bronzer, and for brush I'm using contour brush from e.l.f. And I'm putting a little bit powder on it, and then I'm gonna start from my eyebrows, making a straight line right on the corner of my nose to the end. Same thing on the other side. And then I'm gonna take my big fluffy brush and brush the bronzer off. Next up, we're gonna move on to our blush, and for that, I'm gonna use NYX Sweet Cheeks Matte in shade Summer Breeze. It's a very beautiful coral peach shade, and I'm gonna use a big fluffy brush for it. I'm gonna put a little bit on my brush. It's very pigmented, so you have to be very careful with it. I'm gonna put it on my cheek, and from there I'm gonna go to the back of my cheeks. So I'm gonna also put blush on apple of my cheeks today. And I'm also gonna put very lightly on my nose, just kind of brushing it off, on my chin, a little bit on my forehead. And now I'm gonna move on to the favorite part of my makeup, and that's highlighting my face. And for that, I'm gonna use Maybelline's Master Chrome. It's in the shade Molten Gold. I'm gonna take it on my fluffy brush, and I'm gonna put it on highlighted areas of my face. So I'm gonna put it on my cheekbones first, just using a very light hand. And then a little bit on my forehead and my temples. And then I'm gonna use my finger and put it on tip of my nose and bridge of my nose. And then I'm gonna take my brush and brush it off. Now I'm gonna start with my eye makeup. First, I'm gonna prep my eyelids for my eye makeup, and for that, I'm gonna start off with concealer. I'm gonna put a very little concealer on my eyelids, and then I'm gonna take a flat brush and blend it into my skin. It's gonna give a beautiful canvas for my eyeshadows, and also my eyeshadows are gonna stay for a longer time. On top of my concealer, I'm gonna use the same powder that I used to set up my face. So I'm gonna take it on my brush and just brush it off all over my lids. For my eye makeup today, I'm gonna use Morphe's 350 Nature Glow palette. I'm keeping my eyeshadow very subtle, so I'm gonna use a very light shade, this one. So I'm gonna take my eyeshadow brush. I'm basically putting this color all over my eyes, just leaving the middle part. And then I'm gonna take one shade slightly darker than the crease shade. That's this one here. I'm gonna put it right on the outer corner of my eyes. And then on the inner corner as well. And then for the middle part, that is this area of my eye, I'm gonna use a very subtle golden color from the palette. It's this color here. I'm just gonna take it on my finger, just put it in the middle. And then I'm gonna take my big fluffy brush and blend it into the rest of my eyeshadow. For my eyeliner today, I'm gonna use Maybelline's Master Precise All Day. This is my favorite eyeliner if I want to do a winged liner because it has very beautiful elongated tip. For my eyeliner, I'm gonna start with the outer corner and I'm gonna create a little uplifted kind of wing. I'm gonna keep it very subtle. After making a rough wing on the outer corner, I'm gonna move into the inner corner of my eyes. For that, I'm keeping it very thin. And now for the inner corner of my eye, I'm trying to create a little triangle on the inner corner. So I'm moving my pen in a very little strokes. Now that I'm done with the rest of my makeup, I'm gonna move on to my lipstick, and for that I'm gonna use my favorite red shade, and that is from MAC. It's a Ruby Woo. So first I'm gonna outline my lips. For finishing my look, I'm gonna set up my makeup with Morphe's Continuous Setting Mist. Thank you so much guys for watching the whole video. I hope it was helpful for all of you. If you liked the video, do not forget to hit like button and also share the video as much as you can. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. And also, if you have any suggestions, please put them down in the comment box below. And I will see you guys until the next time.